Hello, you're watching Single Malt Review. I'm Dave, this is Tim, and it is December 19th, which must mean another daily mystery dram.
It surely is. The month intensifies, the drams intensify, the amount of Christmas gaff on our table intensifies to the level of a fire hazard at this stage, but we'll just have to keep pushing on. Now, this one, we were just discussing the colour here.
And it's looking very whiskey coloured.
It's looking very whiskey coloured, isn't it? We'll see. Because I gave this one a secret shaky as well, and I got absolutely nothing. Just a ghost of a few bubbles coming up, which puts me in mind of something. But
We
we'll
don't
see.
even have a box to flick.
Nope.
for
No, I
verification.
could flick this one all day and it wouldn't do me any good. So, yeah. Very middle of the range coloured. There's a...
Distinct aroma of whiskey.
That's pretty toasty. What's happening here? That's very toasty. That's very wooden.
Yeah, bit of sherry, I think.
I was about
Sunbourbon.
to have a go at this for being
Ah.
like very, very clearly coloured, but maybe not,
No.
because there is some distinct flavour coming through
Yeah.
the cask here. If you tuned in yesterday, we had one that was, well, albeit that described itself as being entirely in first fill bourbon. It
Yeah.
was almost 100% spirit driven, very, very spirit driven, which is interesting to see. But this is the opposite. This is wood all the way down. Strength wise, maybe a 43. Yeah, let's see.
Ooh. Oh, once again, this is familiar, but I can't pin it down yet. Which is, as tasting notes go, one of the least useful things I could have said.
That may even be stronger than 46%.
That's got a kick to it. That's got some intensity.
That is not exactly what you call a mellow dram. Or, as I inhale some of it. But what have we got? There's quite a lot of sweet orange citrus. There's a lot of honey, heather, the aforementioned oodles and oodles of oak.
It's a bit of, pear, apple. Oh, I don't want to say it
It's
because
pretty
it'll really
rich.
start skewing up preconceptions if I voice it.
Well, we're getting to the point now where we can just biff stuff straight off because this is not 12 years old 40%. It just ain't because it's too strong.
I'm leaning toward Glenlivet.
Glenlivet? I think Glenlivet's a pretty good pick. That's where I was going, but now I must go somewhere else.
So because of the strength, Glen Scotia is a reliable option.
I think
Loch
Glen Scotia-
Lomond blend out and outside. It could be a grain component to this. No?
It's too nice. It's
Okay.
too good. No age statement ban. I'd say, I'd bet this probably has a year on it. Exactly what that year is, I don't know. But I'd say if this is younger than 10 years old, I'd be reasonably surprised.
Yeah. Is there still a chance of this being a 12-year-old and 40% of that intensity coming from the strength of flavour?
It's too... I swear the ABV is too high. There's just a... You just know, or I know anyway. My tongue knows, the nose knows when the ABV is way down there at 40, and I wouldn't go any lower than 43 on this one. I'm really setting myself up for the big one here, aren't I? But no, I'm pretty confident that the nose science and the tongue science, that sweet tongue science, is doing its job here. I think really, Glen Scotia is the only other way. We've gotten to this point. We have now gotten. It's now gotten so easy for us that we were able to game it to such an extent that it's either Glen Scotia or it's the question mark. And I've already demonstrated what not to do with the question mark, which is go anywhere near it. So I'll go Glen Scotia and hope, even though I've got this is just a pick straight off the ground, because if we didn't have that clue sitting there. Not in a million years.
No. Okay, I'm going to pick Glenlivet. Which one I could not say. I'm not up to date on the range. Because I've never had a bad one.
Okay, all right. And before we reveal, because we've actually managed to do this one quite fast.
Yeah.
Do you like this whiskey? I think this is almost at risk of being overcast. This
Right.
whiskey. There's a honeycomb intensity here.
No, I'm enjoying it. I like that intensity. But I was thinking, like, if you wanted to present a whiskey newcomer with the quintessential whiskey, like, what is whiskey? What does whiskey taste like? You give them this, and it has the look and the aroma and the flavour of whiskey.
But it isn't Glenfiddich 12, so it's got that going for it.
Ooh.
All right, so
It's a very archetypical whiskey.
we're
It's-
Glen Scotia and we're Glenlivet.
Glenlivet, yep.
And let's see. Let's cast the stones and see where they fall. This one helpfully auto-ejected last time. Number 19. And here it comes. Glenlivet's
Yes.
licensed dram,
The licensed
first
dram,
fill,
okay.
double oak, coloured, 48%.
Wow.
It all checks out.
Yeah.
It all checks out. The nose knows, man. The nose will not let a 40% pass.
Licensed dram is a new one. I'm
Licensed
tempted to look that up to
dram.
figure out what its whole deal is.
I think its whole deal is I got one of these about a year ago.
Okay.
And was amazed at how cheap it was
Right.
for how much whiskey you were getting.
Yeah.
And that 48%. I think the shtick was this is in the style of their first licensed
I
type
see.
of whiskey, because Glenlivet was famously unlicensed for a
Gotcha.
long history. But it was also one of the, possibly if not the first licensed distillery. I could be completely wrong there, but we'll see. I'll flash something up to give you the
It was
real
a
info.
royal warrant or something, wasn't it?
Oh,
They
just
had?
a
Yeah.
license to produce
Gotcha.
whiskey rather than doing it bootleg, in the hill style.
But yeah, it's 12-year-old age statement and 48% ABV. That's some generous numbers on both fronts. So
For sure.
And
I
I
wonder
like it.
if this
Yeah.
isn't a wee bit top dressed. There's a real richness here. I guess double cask and that quite fresh bourbon oak will
Yeah.
kind of get you there. But yeah, this is a very generous whiskey for sure. And if it's still the price it was back when I took a look at it, then yeah, this remains a pretty good value pick. So there you go, a bit of buying advice as well
Yeah.
as a decently sound guess on Dave's part. Oh, it's narrowing in now. It's narrowing in. Goodness me.
yeah.
Goodness me. All right then.
Technically, another success for us. Guessed which of the squares on our big
Well,
board. So why not?
you spoketh the name of the distillery. That's all it takes. That's all we need. For the big old tick there, and we forgot to do. Oh no, you caught up Lowland Distillery,
Yeah.
so we're all good there. All right, nice, fast, surgical, scientific. Slanger. Catch you tomorrow.